characters similar when the movie first starts.
To each other?
Oh, independently and to each other.
How are these characters similar?
They're alone.
But they're not lonely.
But you're not.
Yeah, alone but not alone, and choosing an more isolated life in order to figure out one's path. You know, they both chose to sort of pull back and figure it out quietly.
And they live in the same place, kind of.
It's true. Yeah, we live in the same place, but don't know it.
But
yeah.
don't know it.
The architecture and the stories behind each building, in the skyline, and in the way it's you see the history of the city in the skyline, and with this house, as you can see, which is so beautiful, and it being your life and your art and your passion and your upbringing. You know, it's a character. I think it's a whole character unto itself. It's what brings them together. Their love for this house in this city.
Well, I like the aspect of timeless, and I think, what we kind of connect with letter writing, I think, and whether it's romantic, it's what writing letters, it's harkens to an old time, to the present as well. Obviously, it's something that I think when you write a letter, you present a kind of richer part of yourself sometimes, even if it's just a note. What else?
It's just the effort, and you can hold it if you want to go back and like just the other day I found a note. It's like 2 years old, and I went, and I literally shot back to that time, that moment, how I felt. It hit me in the middle of my chest, and I was like a kid. I was so thankful that I hadn't noticed it, and I was cleaning up something, and I found it, and I went, how we move so quickly through life to accomplish or to get or to do things that you stuff it down to stuff more experiences on top of it, and I got it, and it made me so thankful to be able to hold it and see how it was written, and I know what kind of pencil or pen was used, and where it was, and the context, and who I was at that time. It helps it's like music, there's no quicker thing to take you back to a memory and remind you, to be able to hold it. You can't hold it in email, unless you print it out. But it's not the same.
Yeah, I think it's part of. It's almost kind of the the exceptional aspect of that kind of promotes their involvement in a way. It kind of heightens the experience of it. It kind of and the immediacy of it. It's like, how can this be happening? What is going on?
In fact, they might not ever meet.
Yeah.
Makes it safer to show those things that you find, the ugly sides or the pain sides of yourself. You go, I'm going to take a chance. They say you always tell a stranger more than you do. And I think it's for the risk of not being hurt or rejected because of it. And I think that's why they open up. It's the metaphor, the magic, or the improbability of it is what I think is a through line through life. Who would have thought possible so many things that happen? And in our life, in our lifetime, in the lifetime to come after us and before us. And, when we think logically about everything, we're going to lose out on the greatest moments of life. Anything that can't be explained is the most exciting thing, because we want to figure it out and logically, dissect it and find a reason for it. And if you just can't find a reason for it, how in awe are you that it happened? So it's, most of what you see on film is improbable. It's a fantasy. But if you can take that as a metaphor to sort of open up the hearts again, of people,